Hey everyone, this is Lomi, and it wasn't that long ago I showed you my workshop. I just completed it, and it was the first time I had a space devoted specifically to my work. I had everything exactly the way I liked it. So naturally, at the end of February, we packed everything after living in that house for 9 years, uprooted, and moved to a new space. The good news is I'll have a dedicated studio space in the new house too. The bad news is, like the rest of the house, it's going to need a lot of work. The first thing I did in my new studio was patch all the holes in the drywall. There were hundreds of holes from nails and some bigger holes where I don't know what happened, but I'm glad I knew how to fix it. After I sanded down everything, I painted. Most of the new house is weird colors, and I didn't find orange and black particularly inspiring. So I painted the entire room with primer to make it easier to hide the dark colors. The black trim took 3 coats of primer and 3 coats of white paint to cover. You might recognize the color I put on the walls too. It's exactly the same as my workshop at the old house, because when I painted that room, I'd accidentally bought more paint than I needed. I still like the color, so it saved me a lot of money to use what I had left. I started unpacking too, but it's been tough getting things done, because the furnace quit working shortly after we moved in and there's no heat in the upstairs. While we were able to get a house that's much bigger than where we lived previously, it was used as a rental, and the tenants weren't very kind to the place. So every single room in the house has severe levels of damage, and trying to repair enough for us to start settling in has kept me from making much progress. But I have started setting up so I can get back to work making things for my dolls and videos for my channel in this coming week. I'll miss some things about the old house, like the shelf for my fabric my dad helped me build along the ceiling. But it's nice to be in a new place that has so much potential, even if it's cold and needs a ton of work. My parents gifted us with a few housewarming presents to help me get things organized and working well, so I'm excited to see things coming together. I'm so happy to finally be able to get my dolls out of storage too. Sometimes I forget how much having them around inspires me. Rune was the first one into the new house, since he doesn't fit in his box with his fantasy parts on. But Faral is the first of the packed dolls I decided to bring out and dress up. Since she's the doll I think is most complete, I think having her displayed will help encourage me to complete my new studio too. While having no heat is the worst part of my new workspace, the best parts are that it's bigger than the room I used before, and I also no longer have to share the space with my husband's workout equipment, which means I'll have more room for my dolls, and for making art. And now that Faral is unpacked, I finally get to try her cloak on her. It fits beautifully. Once I finish setting up the new studio, I'll give you a better tour of the workspace. But for now, I think I mostly want to jump back into customizing dolls. I have a lot of new patterns I want to create. That's it for now though. Not a whole lot to show, but I also didn't want to leave anyone hanging while we're doing major home improvement and settling into the new place. Thanks for joining me again. See you next time. Bye.